Good morning everyone. Welcome to Gradeup's YouTube channel. So in this session I'm going to tell you about IIFT. So we have started a series of MBA examinations. Last time we discussed about CAT and today we are going to discuss about IIFT. What is IIFT examination? What is its pattern? How you should prepare for the examinations? What are the colleges through it? The number of seats, etc. Okay, so good morning, Samrat. Welcome to the session. So in today's session, like we did for CAT, so today I'm going to discuss about IIFT. I know many of you must be preparing for IIFT examination, and this session is going to be helpful for you as you'll get to know important facts about IIFT. What is IIFT examination, and what are the some things that you should follow in order to crack this examination. So if you are new to our channel, I would like you to please subscribe to our channel so that you get updates on all MBA related videos that we put up on our channel. Okay, so I have Quasi, Priyanka. Good morning all to the session. So this session is going to be helpful for all IIFT aspirants, the ones who are going to take IIFT in 2020. So may I know, has anyone of you appeared for IIFT in the past or is willing to appear in IIFT this year? Is there anyone of you who is going to appear for IIFT 2020 or has appeared for IIFT 2019? So Kazi CET results, they had been postponed. We don't have any information regarding the same. So wait and watch. So once it is out, we'll inform you. So talking about IIFT. So what is IIFT? IIFT stands for Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So it has three campuses. It had two campuses till recently. In 2018, a third campus was created. So it has three campuses: IIFT Delhi, IIFT Kolkata, and IIFT Kakinada, which is in Andhra Pradesh. So this examination is to get admission into these three institutes. This examination is conducted by a national testing agency. Okay, and if we talk about IIFT till 2018, it was conducted in offline mode, and in 2019 it went online. Okay, so this was a major change in the examination. Now eligibility criteria for IIFT is the same as any other MBA examination. You have to be a graduate in any stream. There is no limit on the number of attempts. Okay, so anyone could attempt the examination provided he or she is a graduate. Now this is some information which is helpful for those who are going to appear for IIFT this year. So the notification is generally released in mid of August. You have online application from August to September. The application fee last year was 2,000 for general category, and general and OBC 1,000 for reserved categories. The date of examination is usually the last Sunday of November or the first Sunday of December. Last year it was on 1st December 2019. Okay, and result is declared within 2 weeks. Okay, so for example, in 2019 the test was conducted on 1st of December and result was announced on 11 December. So just 10 days between the examination and the result. So it's a quick process, unlike CAT which takes 2 months to declare the results. IIFT declares the results within 2 weeks. Then you have GDPI and VAT in February, March for final admissions. Now, like other examinations, like in CAT, you have to appear for CAT, and then you have GDPI for different institutes, different IIMs. So IIFT also has a criteria that it gives 65% weight to your IIFT exam score. So whatever score you have, so out of the cumulative 100%, 65% weight is of your IFT exam score, 15% weight of VAT and GD. So in VAT they ask you to write some essays, okay, and 20% weight to personal interview. So this is the distribution for final selection. So for final selection into IFT. So clearing the examination is not sufficient. You have to excel in these two as well. So because it's around 1/3 of the total weight is from these two parts. So you have to excel in GD and PI as well, apart from doing well in the written examination. So as I said before, IFT has three campuses. First is IIFT Delhi. It has 220 seats. So IB International Business is the flagship program of IIFT. Okay, so it is the major program of IIFT, and in its Delhi campus it takes 220 students, Kolkata 140, and Kakinada, which is a new campus established in 2018, it has intake of 60 students. So in total you can say 420 seats. Okay, so this is the seat distribution. Now let's look at the examination pattern, which is the most important thing to know, especially the latest pattern is the most relevant. Okay, so IFT has 6 sections. It used to have 6 sections until 2018. The sections being quantitative analysis, verbal ability, reading comprehension used to be a separate section, data interpretation, logical reasoning, 2 separate sections, and general knowledge. So it had 6 sections, but last year they clubbed VA and RC together, similarly DI and LR together. Okay, so you had to take tests in 4 sections, and each section has a separate sectional cutoff apart from the total cutoff. Okay, so it became slightly easy because one had to clear only 4 sectional cutoffs. Previously it was that you had to clear 6. Suppose one is good at RCs but not good at verbal ability, so might have struggled to clear cutoff in both the sections, but however, since these 2 sections were clubbed together, one could easily clear the cutoffs. Okay, I mean comparatively easy to clear the cutoffs. So if you talk about the number of questions, so one important thing about IFT is the number of questions is not constant. Unlike CAT, wherein you have 100 questions that is fixed, here the number of questions keep varying, and so the number of marks per question. Okay, so it is different from different sections. So in 2019, there were 110 questions comprising of 300 marks. So quantitative analysis had 25 questions, VARC 35, DILR 30, and 20 questions of GK. And if you look at these 3 sections, they had 3 marks per question. However, GK had 1.5, and so the negative corresponding were 1/3. So -1 for these 3 sections and -0.5 for this. There was the total time limit for the examination is 2 hours, and there is no sectional timing. Okay, so you can take your time to attempt any section that you want, but keep in mind you have to clear the sectional cutoffs. Okay, now let's discuss the sections. Let's take the section wise distribution of the paper so that it gives you a better understanding as to what type of questions were asked in the paper and how was the difficulty level of the examination. So when I talk about the first section, that is the quantitative analysis section, so it had 25 questions, majority of them from arithmetic and geometry and mensuration. Okay, so you can see that almost 70% from these 2 sections, and a handful of questions from number systems, algebra, and modern math. So in the section there were some questions that were verbose, lengthy questions. On the other hand, there were questions that were easy. Okay, so it's up to your discretion to pick the easy questions and attempt them. Okay, so this is the quality of the examination, that the difficulty level is not uniform. There are some questions that are sitters. On the other hand, there are certain questions that are quite lengthy, difficult to attempt. Okay, so it's up to the aspirant to pick those easy questions and attempt them first. Now talking about the VARC section. Okay, so in this there were 4 reading comprehensions. The word limit of each of these passages was about 550 to 600 words. So lengthy passages, 4 passages, and you can see it from different genres, like it is from technology, it is from behavioral science, it is from foreign culture, and it is again from polity. Okay, so different genres, 4 questions each, so 16 questions in all. So 16, I can say 16 RC and 19 VA. And unlike CAT, like CAT is only based on reading based questions, here you have questions on vocabulary like synonym, antonyms, analogies, okay, word meaning, idioms and phrases, and also on grammar. So you can say fill in the blanks, correct sentence, and of course you have questions on parajumbles as well. So 19 questions from verbal ability part and 16 questions from reading comprehension. So this was the distribution of the paper last year. So almost half of, okay, half of verbal ability and half of reading comprehension. Now again in this topic, in this section, if I talk about, since the overall section was qualifying in nature, if one is good at vocab, he or she could have solved these questions within no time, because it does not take time to solve questions, especially synonym, antonym, matching the word meaning, idioms and phrases. So if you know those terms, you can easily attempt those questions. So it was a cakewalk for those aspirants who were really good at vocab, and for the ones who were good at reading would have obviously gone for these RC questions. So obviously these questions are less time consuming as compared to reading comprehension. Yes, so Shibhaji, the questions are, the analogies are purely vocab based. Those are not reasoning based. Okay, so in some examinations you find analogies in the reasoning section, they are reasoning based. These analogies are purely vocab based. Okay, now talking about the DILR section, data interpretation and logical reasoning. I would say like unlike CAT, which has more of logical data interpretation. Okay, so if you talk about CAT examination, it is more of logical data interpretation. On the other hand, in this you have that conventional data interpretation. If you look at the sets, so we had, so this is 16 plus 2, 18 questions on data interpretation, and you see bar plus line graph, table, bar graph, table. So again, all these conventional data interpretation, but these were lengthy questions. So if you see at this table, so it had 17 products by 5 customers. So if you can imagine the length of question, the length of the data set, how intensive it is. And similarly, this one, the t-shirt of color, so there were 2 cities, 4 sizes, 4 styles and 8 colors. So again, this was a big table. So these are calculation intensive. So calculation intensive DI, not difficult in terms of logic, but it is calculation intensive. So again, the trick here is to pick the ones which are less, which you think that would take less time to solve. Apart from that, there was a question on Venn diagram. Now, talking about your logical reasoning section, there was one with blood relation with seating arrangement, 4 questions, linear arrangement. So it was mirror reflection. So some people were standing in front of a mirror and the reflection was given, and similarly you had to find that relation. There was a puzzle on lift. Okay, a lift, there are 2 lifts and they take different times. Was certain conditions were given that there are n number of persons and their offices are on so and so floor. So puzzle based on that. There was one easy question on I would say very easy question, sitter on number series, and 2 questions on input output. Again, this was easy. So if I talk about the DILR section, so if DI was difficult, okay, because it was calculation intensive, LR was easy except these two sets. Okay, only this set was slightly difficult, the rest of the portion was easy. So one could have done one could have attempted good number of questions in LR and moved ahead. Okay, so it was the strategy for the paper. So Ashish, in order to prepare for vocab, I would suggest the book by Norman Lewis. Okay, so it is the universal book. If you do it thoroughly, you get to understand how you can identify meanings of words using the roots. So it's a good book for preparation. So it is preferred by most experts. So it is advised by most experts. So please, I would recommend that please read that book thoroughly, and it will help you build vocabulary. Now talking about the general knowledge and current affairs questions, the section. So unlike some examinations where it is skewed to one or two types of questions, one or two areas, I would say it covers wide range of questions. Okay, so it covers questions on science, it will cover on awards, okay, it will cover on sports, so each and everything that you can think of, okay, sports, culture, etc. So anything you can think of, it had questions from that. So it has wide range of topics, so it becomes difficult to crack this section because one has to have good knowledge of all sections. It was 50-50 between, almost 50-50 between current affairs and static. So some questions on current affairs, some on static as well. There is one typical IIFT type questions, okay, which are based on match the columns. So last year there were 3 such questions. Okay, so one was seaport with country. So again, it's a static question. You have to know the seaport and the country in which it belongs to. JU'S brand and company. Again, a question branding, festival and state. So it was in culture. So 3 match the following questions. Apart from that, 17 were MCQs, the normal MCQs that you have. Okay, so Rakesh, the book's name is Word Power Made Easy. By Norman Lewis. Okay. Now, some of you might be interested in knowing what are the scores required to crack IIFT. So these are not since this score, this data is for last year. It may not be relevant this year, but just to give you some information that the topper scored 204.5 out of 300. That's approximately you should say 68% of the marks. Okay, and the cutoff last year for general category was 138. It is somewhere around 95 to 97 percentile depending. So it has sectional cutoffs as well. So it ranges from 95 to 97 percentile in that range. But if you look at the percentile score, say 99 percentile was at 160 and 95 at 140. Okay, so within these 20 marks, you have 4% of the audience. Okay, so it's a big number within this range. Okay, and as you see that if you go beyond 99, the percentile is widely distributed. So from 99 to 99.5, you have a difference of 7 marks, whereas from 99.5 to 99.9, you have a difference of 15 marks. Okay, so most of the audience lies in a good number of people lie in the range 99 to 95. So one must target above 97 percentile in order to be safe, and it is around 50% of the score. Okay, so about 50% of the score, you are safe. But this is for previous year. Okay, so this is for 2019 19, so you cannot compare 2020, but this is just a data if you want to feel happy to see the stats, so it's just for that purpose. Okay, now if I talk about the cutoffs, so as I mentioned that you have individual sectional cutoffs. Okay, so these were the cutoffs for different sections. So when I talk about general awareness, it is a difficult section. It's a difficult section, plus it tests you on different topics, and generally aspirants don't prepare well for the section. Hence the cutoff is very less. So you can see that only one-sixth of the section is the cutoff for general category. So even if you manage to get 5 marks out of 30, you are in. Okay, but you have to do well in the other sections. So RC and VA approximately 1/3. Okay, so a DILR 1/4. This is in fact 1/5. So you can imagine that RC and VA must have been the easiest section. People must have scored heavily in that section, followed by DILR and quantitative aptitude. Okay, so these were the cutoffs for the last year, may not be relevant this time, but yeah, just to give you an information. And 138 was the cutoff for general category, 115.5 for EWS on OBC, and 89 for SC ST PWD. Another thing to note, there were 6 questions with errors. Okay, so there were 6 questions with errors, so people were given 18 grace marks. So 18 grace marks were granted, hence you can calculate the cutoff. It was supposed to be 120. Okay, so all aspirants were given 18 marks because of errors, so cutoff should have been 120. Okay. So Tushar, yes, please subscribe to our channel. We do upload regular topic-wise videos for MBA entrance examinations. Okay, and also informative sessions on MBA preparation like this one. Okay, so if you are targeting different MBA examinations, we'll be taking up sessions on those. Apart from that, we'll also take sessions. We have already started one series for CAT, DILR made easy, and permutation and combination basics to advanced. So you can watch those sessions on our channel. So please do subscribe to our channel. Shibaji, to improve calculation for DI. Yes, we'll be taking sessions on DILR. So please do watch those sessions and just get a basic understanding of Vedic mathematics. Especially in IIFT, you will need speed because unlike CAT, which is more of logical DI, here you have conventional DI sets. So you have to focus on approximations. You should learn how to approximate numbers, how to use option techniques. So we'll be taking sessions on all those, so don't worry about that. Okay. So let's talk about some features of IIFT. Okay, so why IIFT is, how IIFT is different from other MBA examinations. So first of all, I mean, that is just a fact that it went computer based for the first time in 2019 to 2018. It used to be an offline examination. One interesting thing is that the number of questions keep varying. Okay, so it is not constant. Sometimes it is 110, 114, 106, 115, 16, or any number between 110 to 120. It keeps varying. Okay. So there is no such definite pattern. So for example, I showed you that there were 110 questions in 2019. So it is not necessary that you will get the same number of questions this year. Okay, there is no sectional timing, which is an advantage. Okay, so it is an advantage that there is no sectional timing because you get time to attempt questions across sections. However, there is a sectional cutoff. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind that there is sectional cutoff. So accordingly, you have to prepare. Another thing is the RCs are lengthy. So if you saw that slide where I mentioned that the length of the RCs were 550 to 600 words of each RC. Okay, so the RCs are lengthy and sometimes from difficult topics. Calculation intensive DI. Okay, unlike CAT. So it is you have to choose the sets wisely. So suppose there are 4 sets, so don't go for all 4. try to take two sets and evaluate that whether you are good at you have to look at the paper and then evaluate that which set you should go for. Okay, so you have to make a choice. It's not that you can attempt the entire paper. And you've seen the cutoffs as well. Okay, so the cutoffs lie in the somewhere under the 50% range. So don't target that you'll be able to solve all the questions. So you have to pick the questions wisely. So that's about the examination. Some of the questions are verbose. Okay, so in quantitative ability, the questions are very lengthy. Okay, text heavy questions, then you have to solve those questions. On the other hand, there are certain questions that are very easy. Okay, difficulty level of the questions is not uniform. So if you look at the past year papers as well, so you'll find that some of the questions are very easy. On the other hand, some of the questions are very lengthy and tricky as well. So it's about your discretion to pick questions that are easy and go about solving them first. Okay, unlike CAT, in which more or less the difficulty level of questions remains constant, in this paper you have varying difficulty. All sections have cutoffs. Okay, so you cannot, hence it makes it very difficult to crack this examination. Okay, it becomes very difficult to crack the examination, especially the GK section, because most of the MBA aspirants, they prepare for Quant, they prepare for DILR, they will even prepare for VARC, but they won't pay much attention to GK. Okay. So I would say that for GK, you have to keep yourself updated with both static as well as current affairs. GK is the trickiest portion in this, although the weight is less, but it becomes a deciding factor when it comes to clearing all sectional cutoffs. Okay, so it covers a mixed bag of questions. It covers questions from all topics. So it is an important factor in clearing the examination. Raju, I would say you can take any book, any standard book for MBA preparation for VARC. That is, it's not about a book. Just about book. You have to prepare through other sources as well, like past year papers. That will give you an idea. Go through mock tests. So most of the sites give different mock tests, and you have a lot of material available online. So you can access that as well. Yes, you can take one basic book for understanding the basics of VARs. Okay. Now I'd say some tips for preparation, what you should do. So past year paper solving is because these papers are available. Okay, so go through the papers. This will give you a hint that what topics you are good at. Are you good at solving lengthy DIs, or are you good at solving RCs or any other topic? So this will give you your potential. Okay, you'll get to understand your potential. For VARC, I'd say you should build reading skills, okay, as well as vocab. So unlike in CAT, which is only based on reading skills, you have to build reading skills as well as vocab for VARC. So you saw that there were a good number of questions, some 8 to 10 questions based on analogies, synonym, antonym, etc. Okay, so you have to work on this part as well. DI and LR, prepare from as many sources. Okay, you can go to refer to past CAT questions as well, because CAT also used to have similar kind of DILR questions previously. Okay, and then learn some basics of like approximation techniques, picking through options, not solving all questions of the set. Okay, picking right questions from the set. So prepare all those strategies. Okay, it's not necessary to attempt all the questions. Again, focus on arithmetic, algebra, geometry, especially arithmetic and geometry portions. So in geometry also, like not only geometry, mensuration, but also trigonometry and coordinate. So you get questions from all types. Okay, and especially arithmetic is heavy in this examination as well. So prepare, focus on these topics. In your mock test, practice picking low-hanging fruit. So if you're taking some mock tests, the easy questions, you should know how to pick easy questions, because that's the key in cracking this examination, because some of the questions are way too easy. On the other hand, there are questions that are very tricky. So if you know the topics well, you know that which questions are easy to pick. Okay. Focus on the preparation of all sections. So since it has sectional cutoffs, I would say please focus on GK as well. So if you are specifically targeting IIFT, so there are some students who want to do MBA in foreign trade, so please study GK. I'd say read newspapers daily. Read newspaper daily. Make it a practice that you read newspaper daily. This will help you build reading skills, vocab. So it is not only helpful for your VARC but also for your GK, because you will be updated with current affairs. Okay, so these are some things that you should do in order to prepare well for this examination. Okay, how to prepare for this apart from your generic studies that you do for all MBA examinations. If you are preparing for IIFT 2020, okay, and you have any doubts regarding to the examination related to the exam related to any other thing, the preparation or any other stuff, okay, so you can post your queries in the comments of this video. We'll respond to all your queries. So Akash, you are asking you are asking the difference. So see, the difference is, see, the placements are conducted. So there is no difference in placement. The most thing that so the difference will be the location. Okay, so Delhi maybe may have access to more industries probably. Okay, and the placements are the same. So you have combined placements for IIFT, Kolkata and Delhi. So no difference in that. Okay, and just the difference will be the faculty members. Okay, so Delhi will have different faculty. You'll have plus the facilities. Maybe the Delhi campus is considered better. Okay, in terms of facilities given to the students and access to industries. So Delhi being having access to more industries, and also it gives you better exposure to industries. That may be the difference. Regarding placements, it's the same. So you have combined placements for both the campuses. Okay, so Rakesh, there is no such criteria for weight of 10 till 12. Okay, so it has 65. So this is one good thing, that you have 65 percentage weight of your IIFT score, 15% of VAT and 20 VAT and GD, 20% of PI. Okay, so it does not pay attention to your academics, but yes, cracking this examination in itself is difficult, because you have to clear sectional cutoffs in all the sections. That makes it a challenging examination, and plus presence of some really difficult questions. Okay, so Vrajesh, I would recommend that written English. So you need to for, I would say, for vocab, the book by Norman Lewis is important. Okay, and for, I would say, grammar, please build your Renan Martin. Okay, so please refer to these books. These are basic books, but yes, they will make you conceptually very strong. So please refer to these books. Okay, and if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. We are uploading some amazing videos for MBA preparation. Not only content, I mean the academic part like DILR and quantitative aptitude. We are also conducting sessions on MBA preparation, different examinations. So I took a session for CAD. This one was for IIFT. I'll be taking up more sessions on how to prepare for different examinations, what are the different, how each examination is different from one another. So keep updated, keep yourself subscribed to the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss notifications of the videos that we upload on our channel. Okay. So thank you for attending the session. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next session very soon.